So, all right. Anu, can you please brief us about the writing section? Of course, I have guided you yesterday regarding the different tips and tricks in IELTS writing and what is the pattern of IELTS writing part. So, I would, before I resume from the checkpoint, I would really like that you give us the revision part of the same, that what we all did, just give it a quick glimpse of the same, please.
Your writing section is little different for both academic and general.
Can you please be louder if you don't mind? Yeah.
Writing section is little different for both academic and general. Is it better now?
Not that audible, yeah, but that's okay. It would be great if you could increase your volume a bit.
Writing section is little bit different for both academic and general, and it consists of two parts. Like one is task 1 and another is task 2. Task 1 is different for both general and academic, but task 2 is same, which is an essay. So I'll discuss about task 2 essay. The minimum threshold of word limit is 250 words and time given for task 2 is 40 minutes. So we have to manage our time according to that.
And
So
what is the bifurcation of time yesterday that you can give this much time to brainstorming? Could you please elaborate? Could you please enlighten
yes,
us about the bifurcation which I
yeah.
mentioned yesterday? Yeah.
So we have to manage our time while writing an essay. As first is for like
10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes for brainstorming to make blueprints or prerequisite, we can say.
Yeah.
The main things. And then
What is prerequisite? We all know prerequisite. Prerequisite means minimum requirement. Pre-requirement that we have. Okay.
Pre-requirement.
Yeah.
So after that, after 10 minutes of brainstorming, we should give 5 minutes for introduction part and 5 minutes for body paragraph.
Is she correct? Is she correct to state that? 5 minutes for introduction? This is what I told yesterday.
10 minutes for introduction.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, means 5 minutes each for introduction and paragraph.
No, that's I didn't tell that. I had shared an image as well with you guys. So, Sharon, could you please tell? You are on mute. Kindly unmute yourself. Yeah.
Ma'am, 10 minutes for brainstorm, main body, and 10 minutes for writing introduction, 10 minutes for writing the main book, main body, and 5 minutes for writing conclusion, and 5 minutes for rechecking.
Yes, very nice. So you need to bifurcate your 40 minutes into these parts. Okay, so that is going to be very, very important. Like we did question analysis. I made you guys do question analysis for so many essays, right? So I believe you have got the clarity on the same. And I believe my students will not be derailed while writing an essay because they have done the question analysis. Maximum students really, really struggle with the topic restriction. Okay, उनको topic नहीं पता लगता कि exact topic क्या है. So they get derailed and they beat around the bush. They are never on track. So through question analysis, I'm 100% sure that you will be on track. I hope you are with me on the same. Do you guys agree? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What are the tips and tricks, as you were telling about, you were enlightening us about the different things about IELTS writing, but I would also like to know the tips and tricks that I shared yesterday about IELTS writing.
So first, to achieve a good band score, we should be aware of few things, which are slips, coherence and cohesion, and connectors, lexical resources.
Slips. What are slips? Sonal, what are slips?
Ma'am, for example, we have written organization for in two places in essay, and we are writing different spellings in both.
Yeah. So somehow you know the spelling already, but unintentionally you are making those errors. Those are called as slips. Okay. Next tip.
Coherence and cohesion.
What do you understand by coherence and cohesion?
Like
Can
क्या
I
बोले?
intervene? I would like to interject. Okay. So here coherence means the flow, correct? And for cohesion, you really need to have incorporate cohesive devices. I mentioned yesterday cohesive devices. In today's session, I am going to project a list of cohesive devices which you can incorporate in your writing as well as speaking to make it very nice, to make it very effective. Okay. So of course it can yield you to a band score of 8 as well if you actually implement the things which I tell. Okay. Now, what was the third tip that I mentioned?
Lexical resources,
Very nice. Lexical resources. What do you mean by lexical resources?
a good range of vocabulary,
A good pinch of vocabulary. Very nice. And
and grammatical range.
correct grammatical range. Okay. So density of errors in writing should be less. Okay. It
Complex
should be very
sentences.
low density, I expect. Okay.
Yeah, and we should be more focused towards like not to use abbreviation, slang, short form.
So that is called as colloquial language. Colloquial languages, you are using very casual language. So you are not supposed to use informal language here in writing. However, you can use that colloquial language in your informal writing style. If maybe if I talk about task one, when you have to write a letter and that's not a formal letter, okay, that's an informal letter. So in informal letter, you can use colloquial language. That means informal language. Okay, I will mention the spelling of colloquial as well in the chat box. So colloquial language यहाँ पे use नहीं करनी है, but you can utilize colloquial language in your speaking. That's okay. That is something which is informal. I hope we are on it. Right now, we all are on the same page. Okay, you conquer that? You understand that? You agree with me? Okay.
Yes.
So now I'm going to proceed towards the nitty-gritties of IELTS writing. Okay. So that was all about tips and tricks for IELTS writing
Writing.
part. Now we will dig in deep about the further details. Of course, we are going to discuss discourse markers, good essay phrases, what kind of starting phrases you can utilize. So you would be really enlightened today with a lot of content. Okay, informative content. Okay, so here we go. All right, that was about tips and tricks.